Hello, this is John Papageorge again with another exciting edition of the Alpha Breathe Easy Digest. Today we're going to be talking about what it takes to do a complete mold inspection. One of the first things that we do when we get into the home is we like to sit down with the occupants and complete a survey so that we know exactly what kind of problems the people may be having. We also want to be talking about what kind of water problems that they've had, if they've had any water damage issues. So now that we've completed our survey with the homeowner, we know exactly what kind of issues that they've had in the past that may be contributing to the mold that they are having, if they are having any mold problems. The next thing that we want to do is we want to take a moisture meter and go around and check for different areas, particularly the wet areas, just to make sure that we don't have any moisture. Of course, everybody knows that mold will not grow without moisture. Moisture needs three things to grow. It needs the proper temperature, it needs food, and it can eat just about anything. Mold loves dust and any other cellulose products. The third thing that mold needs is moisture. Moisture is the one thing that we're able to control. So that's why we look for moisture. It has to have moisture to live, and we're going to be checking all of the areas that we suspect may be having a problem, and we'll check for moisture. One of the things that we typically do during a mold inspection is we like to look around in appropriate places to see if we have moisture on typical building materials. Typically, we're looking at baseboards like right here, and here, and here, and here, and here on the carpet. Okay, so the next thing that we want to do is we want to take an air sample and send it off to the lab. This machine here is a pump that is specifically designed to extract a certain amount of air through this little cassette that will go to the lab. Then they crack this open and remove the little slide inside, and that's what the lab reads, and then they send us back the results. What that tells us is how many different types of spores per cubic meter are in the air, and that's what we go by, and that's how we determine. We need to find out what's in the air because whatever comes through this is also going through your lungs. Okay, so now that this sample has run for 5 minutes, it's finished, so we'll pack this up and send it off to the lab along with the other samples that we've taken around the home. We also took one sample outside so that we could look at them and compare what mold spores are outside and what mold types, so that we can look at that and see what's on the inside, because typically we expect to find pretty much the same kind of mold spores inside that we would find outside. If we find unusual types of mold spores inside, then that could be where our problems are coming from and be causing the problems. Also, we can check to see if people have had specific molds show up in their doctor's reports. We can compare that to what shows up from the lab in these samples. Okay, so now that we've taken our customer survey, check. We've tested all of the areas for moisture, check. We've taken our samples and gotten them ready to go to the lab, check. Now we're going to take all of this information back. We're going to put together for you a nice comprehensive report that's going to give you all of the information that you need with all of our conclusions and recommendations so that you can take the action that you need to take care of any mold problems that you may have. And it'll give you the peace of mind to know that Either you have mold or you don't have mold. That's all the time we have for this edition of the Alpha Breathe Easy Digest. My name is John Papageorge, and now you too can breathe easy.